locked her up. Right guys, I'm back on a bike again, and it's a Breakout 2018 or 19, I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure it's an 18. Breakout 114, stock, no pipes or stage 1 or anything like that. It is just flat out stock. And yeah, we're going to do another bike review on it. Well, I say another one, not on this bike, but it's the first review for me on this bike. I'll stop waffling now. So yes, I am going to review this bike as a ride review. Like I say in all my reviews, if you want to check out, you know, the controls and all the horsepower and all that sort of stuff, then check it out online, because I can't be bothered to bore you with all those numbers and figures. Let's just get straight down to the nitty gritty. And yeah, so like I said before in my other videos, I'll probably end up sort of comparing it to other Harleys that I've ridden, especially my street bob. And yeah, let's get it going. So straight off the bat, let's talk quickly about visibility. The visibility for me is actually not bad. It's not as good as the street bob. It's better than the fat bob. It's pretty much exactly the same as the FXDR in my opinion. Forward controls, but again, they're not really forward. I was kind of expecting them to be a much more forward than this, because on the bike they look like they're super forward, but actually they're pretty comfortable. I put it around the sort of fat bob. I'm sure they're probably the same as the fat bob, but because of these bars, I do feel a little bit, it does feel a little bit different to the fat bob. But a very comfortable ride position. I'm leaning forward just a little bit. Arms are dead straight. I'm 5'8", and it's actually very comfortable for me to ride. It's a definite cruiser. It's not got that, in my opinion anyway, it doesn't feel that aggressive, but it does feel very comfortable, and I can tell straight away that it's going to be easy to maneuver. Right, let's just see what this 114's got. And oh yeah, you know, these 114s, they are super fun. They really get up to speed real quick, and this bike, it feels so light. So, and I guess it is really, it's a light bike. It's got a tiny tank and there's not much to it. I'll be interested to see what this sort of fatter tire feels like, but at the moment I feel like I'm on an FXDR, but I'm sort of in a bit of a more comfortable riding position. I'm not super forward. My bum is sort of underneath me rather than away from me. But yeah, so far so good. Right, I'm going to shut up now, and I'll catch you in a minute, or in a split second for you guys, and we'll have a little walk around and have a look at it. Okay guys, so here we are. We got ourselves a Breakout, and I really like the look of this bike. In my opinion, other than a stage 1 or something like that, there's really not much else you can do to this bike, or need to do to this bike. You know, change some foot pegs maybe, change the handles to black or something like that, new lights, that sort of thing. But you don't need to spend a fortune on this bike, which is a good thing, because the price tag is starting to get up there a little bit. That fat tire, I'm not sure off the top of my head how wide it is, but it's a big boy, and yeah, it does look good. I think that small tank really suits this bike. Love the wheels. The wheels really do look great, and of course 114, a little bit of chrome, which is not a bad thing, but yeah, you know, put a new set of pipes on there, and yeah, I think this bike is sorted. Really sort of low looking bike, but yeah, that's all I can really say about it, guys. So what we'll do now is we'll get it out on the road. Okay guys, so feet position. The primary is in the way a little bit, but both feet obviously planted on the ground, and it's comfortable sat on it stationary. Let's see what she sounds like. And like with all Harley Davidson, That's my bad. There's just nothing there. We need a stage 1, but that was pretty obvious. So anyway, let's let's get this show on the road, guys. I'm sorry if I don't sound so enthusiastic today. I've got a bit of a cold and a sore throat, so I'm fighting it at the moment, but I'll do my best. So yeah, let's get back to this bike. Yeah, excited to see what this has got, because it's got that fat tire, but straight away I can feel it's pretty damn nimble, boys and girls. Pretty damn nimble. That rattling on the front is going to drive me nuts, but anyway, that's not the bike's fault, that's whoever owns its fault. Harley Davidson. Anyway, so handlebars are in a great position, bum's in a good position, feet are in a lovely position, and yeah, it just feels quite good to ride, actually. It's not the most comfortable bike in the world, but it's not the most uncomfortable bike either. The seat is actually pretty rubbish. It's you know, come on, it's a seat, it'll do the job, but yeah, it's not going to win any awards. I probably have to change the seat, I think, but it will do. It's not, you know, it does hold you in. Not, you know, my street bob, that thing, oh man, you fly off the back straight away. So it has got some good points on the seat and that. So yeah, the bike does feel a bit sort of lower than normal. I guess it kind of is. It just, the forward controls, I'm really surprised actually, they don't feel that forward at all. You know, like the FXDR, they really were quite far forward. These don't feel too bad at all. Right, anyway guys, enough yapping, let's see what she's got on the open road. And yeah, that 114 is just spot on. They've got it perfect. If you put a stage 1 on this thing, we would be loving it. So cornering, it's okay, it's okay. It's not as good as the street bob or the fat bob, in that it's trying to get around the corner rather than it's just going around the corner. Whoa, 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 don't kill me now. But in a straight line, guys, this bike, woohoo, is fun. And yeah, it's a nice relaxing ride at speed. Obviously there's no fairing or anything to block out that wind, so it's just smashing me in the chest, but who cares, it's a bike, and you can change that, no doubt. But oh, hello, bit of rubbish on the road here, but yeah, it feels pretty good actually. I'm not surprised. It feels bloody good, and it's all to do with that 114. Woohoo! Yeah, it's quite an aggressive ride position actually, and yeah, it does feel really good. Right, let's see these brakes. Oh yeah, good brakes, good brakes. Right, this will be a tester with that back wheel. Yeah, it doesn't, it's not like it's struggling, but it's just not as good as some of the other bikes. So that's, you know, that's not a bad thing. Obviously there's a bit of compromise there with that fat tire on the back, but we'll say this, compared to the FXDR, I've run rings around this thing. I don't know why, because it's got the same frame and it's pretty much the same bike. I mean, this one's probably raked out quite a bit more, so that might be something to do with it. I'm not sure how the mechanics of a bike work with it being raked out. I imagine in slow maneuvers, sort of U-turns and things like that, it would be something you'd have to sort of get used to. Right, I'm going to cut it here, and we'll get back to it once this light changes green. Right, let's open her up into the old bendies. Nothing coming, let's go. Whoa, yeah, she's got some power. Yeah, it definitely, in my opinion anyway, it's much more stable in the corners than a little bit of rubbish there, than the fat bob. It doesn't twitch around quite as much, but it is a little bit wavy in the bends, but that's kind of to be expected, guys. Let's take this a little bit careful. Those brakes are good, that front brakes are working really well. Yeah, Don't feel quite as confident as I do on the FXDR. Woo, right, this will be at the tester now. Go down. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a little heavy in the bends, but it's not bad. It's stable around the corners. It's just you got to take it a little easy. Again, I think if this was your bike and you were riding it every day, you know, you would get used to this sort of maneuvers. And but yeah, I just don't feel that. Whoa, okay, touched my heel on the ground. So yeah, that lean angle. Right, let's see what the suspension's like. I reckon it'll be pretty good, but let's see, we're doing about 60. That's the old speed that we normally take it at. Here we go. Oh, that's actually pretty good. I like that. Yeah, that's good. Right. I can't believe I scraped my heel so early on in the track, but there you go. Right, hump back. Yeah, brakes are really nice. Do like the brakes. Yeah, he struggles a little bit. He's not as nimble as I'd like, but oh, bird just shat on me. Woohoo! Alright, let's see what we got. Oh yes, obvious 114 power. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, lovely. Yeah guys, so do I like this bike? Yes, I do. I really do like this bike. I think they retail around sort of 15-16 grand, something like that. Is it the bike for me? No, definitely not. I think if you were a taller bloke, definitely. It's just, I mean, it's very low and easy to sort of sit on it, but I am sort of stretching a little bit, and I think if you were a taller guy, around sort of 6 foot, it would suit you better. The handling is not that bad. It's not the best thing I've ridden, but it still does the bends pretty good. And you know, it does struggle a little bit, but again, it would be something you get used to. The 114, I said it before and I'll say it again, if you can get one, just do it, because it makes such a difference. There's so much more power. It's subtle, but you can really feel it. And yeah, you know, you put a stage 2 on this, wow, crazy times. And you know, it looks great. And that's one thing with this bike. You know, you might be spending a little bit more money than say a Fat Bob, but again, there's not much you need to do to this bike. There really isn't. You know, standard sort of Harley tax of a stage 1, but slip-ons is fine with a 114. You don't need all that power, but it's up to you guys. And yeah, just a few tiny little things that you could change, but the seat would have to go. I'd have that one out. But yeah, it's pretty comfortable. I can sit up, and I reckon you could go pretty far on this bike with a different seat. It's the suspension is great, the brakes are really good, and yeah, it's a fun little bike, and it is a little bike. It feels small. It doesn't have that big Harley sort of, you know, Road King type feel about it, and that small tank really does help with that. But it does feel very nice to ride and very smooth. It's a smooth riding bike. It's a cruising bike, you know. I think if you're looking for performance, FXDR is the way to go if you want that style of bike. And or, you know, Fat Bob or Street Bob, definitely for sort of maneuvering around and nippy sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm actually reviewing this bike for a friend of mine, actually, because he's going to pass his test hopefully in January, and he's a bit of a sports bike kind of guy. He wants a sports bike, but he's seen my Harley the other day and thought, that actually is pretty cool. And he really likes the BreakOut. Money's a little bit of an issue, but just don't tell his wife, he'll be fine. But what I was saying, guys, reviewing this for a friend, and he wants to know, is it going to be a good first bike? And honestly, it is a matter of opinion at the end of the day. It's a yes and no answer there. I've got a bit more experience riding than obviously he has, and it's a very easy bike to to ride. I don't think you would be dropping this bike you know, accidentally at traffic lights or something like that. It's light. The forward controls might spin you out to begin with, but you would get used to it. But I think the cornering capability, I think you might put this in the hedge if you haven't got your wits about you. It's one of those sort of bikes. You just gotta be a very progressive sort of thing to take this on as your first bike. That's not to say it wouldn't work as a first bike, because it would. It's not, you know, it's not too heavy, which is the main thing, and it does maneuver very well. Riding position's pretty comfortable, and everything is where it should be. So yeah guys, I'm gonna leave it there. Once again, where's this person going? I'm gonna thank Joe from Riders of Bridgewater for letting me ride this bad boy. Always a pleasure, my friend. And yeah, thanks a lot, buddy. And if you're in the neighborhood, go and talk to Joe, because he's your man. But yeah guys, please leave your comments. I hope this has been an interesting review. I'm sorry I haven't been as enthusiastic as some of the other ones, but my throat is killing me and I feel like I want to just lie down and curl up in a ball. Alright, let's take it around the roundabout. Let's do the old motor noob rider. Yeah, I'm scraping my heel. I'm scraping my heel, scraping my heel, scraping my heel, scraping my heel. Oh, I'm gonna have no heel left at the end of it. That's crazy. Whoa, wrong one. Right, anyway, so there you go guys. It's yeah, it's one of those sort of bikes. Don't be afraid to scrape your heel, because you are gonna do it on this bike, and that is 100%. But yeah guys, I'm gonna leave it there. Please leave your comments. Love to hear if any of you own a Breakout, what your feelings are on them, or if you've ridden them and you agree with me. But again, scraping my heel. But yeah guys, if you're new to the channel, please give me a like and a subscribe. And apparently the bell button is quite important these days on YouTube, so if you don't mind hitting that and catching me when my videos come up online. But guys, thank you very much for watching. I've been Street Bubble Vlogger. Woo!